So today, let's talk about the importance of being on your stomach and what you can and can do. The most important thing is being able to sit up. And then once you're sitting up, you can scoot yourself around. So we're going to get on our stomach. And one thing that I had terrible problems with was my shoulders. And once I rolled, I couldn't get my arm up because my shoulder wasn't flexible enough. And your shoulders are going to be sore from flopping around. So the more you do it, the more flexible your shoulder will get and the stronger it'll get. Because I would get to like this position and I would be stuck. And I couldn't get my head underneath into my armpit. Where now it seems second nature, I just do it. But when I first started doing this, I was just excruciating pain just trying to get over my shoulder. And I was like trying to go over like this, and it wasn't working, but you just got to keep working your shoulder and making it more flexible and get on your stomach. And then once you're on your stomach, just practice pushing up on your wrist. Eventually you get to this point and you can start doing like push-ups, and your head's always going to be stuck on the floor. You might want to use a pillow. When I first started doing this, I always had a pillow, and I would be sitting here like this with my head in the pillow, but I couldn't really hold my head up either. But once you get to this point, you can start doing push-ups and just start pushing yourself up. That's pretty scary with your back all messed up, but you're really not hurting anything because your back is flexible. You can get to the point where you start doing push-ups. But to get to sitting up, they teach you you just have to crawl and keep pushing yourself around. And that was hard too. Being up on this shoulder, my shoulder was hurting so bad, and I was always, But just keep scooching yourself around and just keep moving that elbow further and further, and your hip will eventually twist. And you can try to grab your leg, but that doesn't help. Just keep crawling this way. Eventually, you'll get there, and you'll have to sit up because you'll be sitting up the further you crawl, and then you'll be sitting here going, ow! But I could never untwist my legs. I always needed help untwisting my legs, but I can get them over now. And then I was always unsteady. We always had a pillow behind me. But then you're sitting up, and then just start practicing pushing yourself up and just doing like dip exercises. Eventually you'll be able to move yourself around. But usually, I would always tip over. The biggest thing is this is for balance. I feel like now it's like just practice balancing, which I'm still not good at. But you just practice balance. You can practice putting your hands over your head, that type of thing. You can do these exercises that they teach you in therapy. But this is good for putting your shirt on, that type of stuff. You still just tip over and you spasm and all kinds of crazy stuff. scoot forward and I'll go back down. You just practice moving your hands around, holding yourself up. That was a big thing. I couldn't get my hands behind me because I didn't have any flexibility, so I couldn't put my hands back here. I was always falling backwards. But as you do it more and more, you just become more and more used to it, and you find your balance point. And I can almost do it, where you just push up. And I still fall over. My injury was on August 20th of 2022, so it's been almost a year ago now, and I'm still practicing balancing like this. But yeah, so go back down. And then I'll do it this way. Just keep pushing yourself. Keep moving your elbow. And eventually, your hips will tip that way, and eventually you'll come to sitting. And come back down. That's how it used to be. Now that I'm getting a little bit stronger, I can just get this hand over here and I can push my hips over instead of crawling that way like this. I can do it right from here. I can push with this arm, push my hips over and sit up like that without crawling so much or without scooting my arms around. And my legs are always twisted. Go back down. And same with the other way. Let's get to that point and I can push my hips over instead of crawling to that side. And then back sitting. I used to watch videos. Remember we used to watch videos of that guy? He would just push himself around, and I was like, how in the world does that guy do that? Because I was just like I can barely move. But as you get used to it, as you get stronger, you'll be able to realize that, oh, I can push myself around.
Ta-da.
Then another way that a lot of guys will get up on their elbows. I'm still working on that. But then they can get up from here. Like, I cannot figure that out. Where you get on your elbows and get up, that's crazy. And we watched another guy sticks his hand under here. And he sits up. It just seems impossible. So yeah, once your shoulders get some flexibility, get used to moving around, and you get used to your balance, everything gets a lot better. You just have to stay positive and keep pushing forward.
Yeah.
I have a C6, C7 break, obviously. It's a break. And I have limited hand function, which we'll make another video on my hands eventually. See ya.